Coming up on UT10 News, we check out a walk for a good cause held on our campus.
And we'll also get an inside look at a historical recreation from the UT German Club.
Plus, our own Desmond Smith looks to see if the volleyball team can stop their woes in a weekend matchup with Eastern Michigan. Your News in 10 Minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gina Todd.
And I'm Cody Smith. Are you registered to vote yet?
If not, you still have some time. The registration deadline was yesterday, but voters can still request an absentee form and vote by mail. Voters have until the first weekend in November to request the form from the registrar's office in Rocket Hall 1100. President of the UT College Democrats, Benjamin Lynn, says he is working with the University of Toledo to make voting more accessible.
It's a drive, and so this is for the students who don't have transportation or adequate transportation to get down to early voting.
General Election Day is November 4th from 6:30 in the morning until 7:30 at night. UT has been recognized for diversity efforts for the second consecutive year. The 2014 Higher Education Excellence Diversity Award went to UT. Insight into Diversity honored the university for their initiative and commitment to making diversity a top priority. UT Chief of Diversity Officer Dr. Sean DeGore is pleased by the recognition.
Hooray that we have gotten this, and that it is an exciting time for the campus, and we should be quite proud. But at the same time, there's more work to be done, and so we need to make sure to stay vigilant and diligent.
Insight into Diversity is the oldest and largest magazine and website in higher education. UT is among 83 universities to be recognized in the November issue. A UT engineering team took first place at the 2014 Autonomous Aerial Vehicle Competition. The Aerial Vehicle Exploration team competed at the Ohio Unmanned Systems Conference in Dayton, August 25th and 26th. The team consisted of 8 students who had to build an unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV. The UAV had to be capable of moving in an indoor environment with obstacles, search and identify a specific target, and report the target's location. UT doctoral student Ali Reza Namati led the team.
I'm very proud of our team that we were working almost 7 months in a row.
The award was a $7,000 cash prize that the team will put toward future competitions.
This past Sunday, over 1,000 people came to UT's campus and walked 2.5 miles for a great cause.
The 10th annual ALS Walk started at the Health Education Center and continued across campus. ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. Common results of ALS include losing control of muscle movement, which often leads to paralysis and death within 2 to 5 years of being diagnosed. Executive Director to the ALS Association's Northern Ohio chapter, Mary Wheelock, explains the impact of a popular nationwide challenge.
The Ice Bucket Challenge has been unfathomable, unprecedented, downright amazing. Since July 29th, our chapter has raised $955,000, almost $1 million. By comparison, we raised $929,000 all last year.
The financial goal of today's walk was to reach $115,000, which was met by the start of the walk. Director of Care Services Lisa Bruning explains what the funds support.
So raise funds to support our patient and program services, such as our respite reimbursement program, the communication device program, equipment loans, having support groups. Our goal is to have a care services person within an hour of all of our patients.
There are 125 walks across the country, and these walks have together raised over $115 million over the past several years. This year, the national goal of $23 million was met and passed with a growing number of $25 million. All of the walks go through December. While there is currently no cure, many like the Mowers remain more than hopeful.
Thank you for the support, through the Ice Bucket Challenge, through any other means that people have donated. Just keep doing what you've been doing and don't forget about it. And there will be a cure. So.
Never give up.
Never give up.
For more information on ALS walks and how you can help, visit ut10news.com. I'm Chris Dyer for UT10 News.
Thanks, Chris. This past week, UT students had a chance to meet the new man in charge on campus. Interim President Dr. Nagi Naganathan continued his Walk with the President initiative last Wednesday on the Health Science campus. The purpose of these walks is to make students feel comfortable talking with the new president. Dr. Naganathan, who was the former dean of the engineering college, stressed the importance of connecting with students.
So you get to hear the concerns, the actual concerns for those students. Wherever possible, you want to immediately respond. That's one advantage in being directly in touch with the students.
Dr. Naganathan intends for these walks to become weekly events. UT students tore down a wall to reenact a historical event. The University of Toledo's German club recognized the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Students built a model of the wall in front of the Student Union this past week to represent the separation of East and West Berlin. German club president Hannah Kissel says what was on the wall had a great significance.
We kind of wanted people to be able to express themselves like they had in West Berlin, but we also wanted it in a location like this where it would be seen, but also where people had to divert their paths around the wall.
Students were able to write on the wall leading up to the destruction. The German club hopes to make this an annual event in the future.
It was an exciting weekend in Rocket sports. The football team traveled to Kalamazoo to take on the Western Michigan Broncos, and the volleyball team faced the Eastern Michigan Eagles. But first, the women's team hosted Duquesne, Detroit, and IPFW in the Rocket Invitational. Toledo had plenty of success over the weekend, winning 3 separate flights. Junior Caitlin Wynn was singles champions after going undefeated in her group. In Flight 2, Wynn teamed up with seniors Pia Rye, who also went undefeated in singles play to secure the second flight win of the weekend. Former UT10 reporter senior Lexi Pitt and junior Mackenzie Brown kept up the trend for the Rockets in Flight 3. The ladies won 7 of 9 double matches this weekend, and coach Tracy Mauntler is impressed with the success so early into the season.
I recruited a lot more doubles-minded girls on the team, which has been fun. Doubles is so important in college tennis, and so it's been fun to see success early on this fall because we know we're really going to need it during MAC season.
The Rockets will return back to action October 16th when the team travels to Champaign, Illinois for ITA Midwest Regional. While the ladies took care of business at home, the Toledo football team hit the road Saturday to play Western Michigan. The Rockets got themselves into a cold thriller in wet Waldo Stadium. After 4 quarters of play, the score was all knotted up at 13, so they took the field again for overtime. A 22-yard pass from Logan Woodside to Alonzo Russell put the Rockets up 20-13. Western Michigan responded back with a quick score of their own from wideout Darius Phillips. But the failed point after attempt allowed the Rockets to escape with a 5th consecutive win over the Broncos. Toledo is now on a 3-game winning streak and is unbeaten in conference play. They'll head to Ames, Iowa this week to face non-conference foe Iowa State. Now on to Savage Arena, where the women's volleyball team continued to struggle, this time against Eastern Michigan. Sophomore outside hitter Alyssa Earhart's big day was nowhere near enough to compete with the Eagles. Earhart racked up 17 kills and career best 22 digs, but the Rockets will fall in just 4 sets. The team is now 1-16 and sits in last place in the MAC West Division. Coach Greg Smith says it is important to keep his young team confident. There are still high hopes of turning the season around.
Not look at the record, just look at the improvements, and eventually the wins will come if they just keep focused on that. And if we can just get some sort of momentum going, it's going to be a good thing. But like I said, we have the talent, and if we can get over the hump, then we'll be in a good place.
The Rockets will hit the road this week facing Ball State on Thursday and Akron on Saturday. So after a solid performance this weekend, linebacker Junior Sylvester wins the MAC West Division Player of the Week. He joined teammates Corey Jones, Logan Woodside, and Jeremiah Dewar as players to receive MAC West awards.
Thanks, Desmond. That's it for UT10 News. For the latest breaking news from campus and bios from all UT10 reporters, go to our website, ut10news.com.
You can also check out our exclusive web features. This week, reporter Faith Atkins was on Centennial Mall as a group of students spent the night outside in cardboard shelters to raise awareness about homelessness.
Plus, Nadine Armouche checked out the celebrations last night in the Student Union for the Muslim holiday of Eid.
For Cody Smith, Desmond Smith, and all of our crew, I'm Gina Todd. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.